Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. So today we're going to be playing as Mexico. So for this run, we are going to be going down the... We're going to be going down the Radical Socialist path so we can join the International. We have in the past done the Synarchist, which is the National Populist path. I think like 3 years ago? I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago we did that. So I'm going to be doing the Socialist run this time. Hello, Fanto. So our starting position, we have 16 factories, which actually is actually not that bad. I feel like that's kind of where we start off with Bulgaria, if I remember correctly. We're 5, 1, and 10. I mean, not terrible. We'll go 1 factory right now. Oh, all of our infrastructure sucks. 20%. I guess go with the only one that's 40%. Radsock or like Sock. I think Radsock, based on what I'm seeing here, is the only path that can actually join the International. I mean, it says here, is Naval's decision. You don't enable it. You don't enable it. I know for a fact the Totalists cannot join under any circumstances. I don't know if the Syndicalists or the Social Democrats can. They used to be able to, but I'm not seeing the decision open to them, so I'm not 100%. Anyway, National Focus. Only thing we can do is getting our, I guess we can do Army or Navy or Air Force. We're not going to do that because that's dumb. Modernize the Army. 25 Army experience. Get that going. Followed up with the research. We're going to be going with all of our basics here. Fantastic. I'm not too sure how long we're going to be streaming today. I don't know if we'll just finish this campaign and then call it a day, or if after this campaign's done, we'll just play whatever the hell we feel like. We'll kind of figure it out as we get along here. We're starting off with 9 divisions. I mean, not great. That's okay. I mean, Mexico got a pretty decent manpower pool, right? 16.46 million, I'll take it. We will assign you to the American border. I don't believe Radsock, Mexico can intervene in the American Civil War. I think that that pops... Well, they used to be able to. I don't know if I took out the decision to reclaim territory lost in the War of 1846. And Totalists can if the CSA is at war with Canada. I'm not too sure if that applies to the other paths, though. I guess we'll find out. But our main goal, starting off with, is to beat the Canadians. They are really our main target here. And after Canada is dead, we will send troops to Europe to kill Germany and anybody else who stands in our way. Of course, because we can't actually guarantee that the CSA is going to rise up. It's entirely possible that this is like a federal government and, American Union State War. That's entirely possible. Okay, anyways. Don't need you, don't need you, don't need you, don't need you, don't need you. And I think we're basically good to go. So a couple of housekeeping things while we're getting started here. Okay, we'll read this event and then we'll get into some housekeeping stuff. So Mexico a few years ago. Mexico has been transformed in recent years. In 1910, the Mexican Revolution began against Porfirio Diaz, but lasted for nearly a decade. By 1917, Vicente Carranza, again, I don't speak any Spanish, had become the president. However, he quickly proved to anger other revolutionaries when he embarked on a campaign to destroy his political rivals, including Zapata. This would lead to the Plan de Agua Prieta by a number of military and political leaders, and led to Alvaro Obregón become the president of Mexico. From here, the chaos of the revolution would wind down as the government of Mexico began a period of stabilization. The first term of Alvaro would see improved relations with the United States, especially after Pancho Villa was made ambassador to the Commune of France, and Adolfo de la Huerta was able to finally get the Yankees to recognize the current government of Mexico as the legitimate government of Mexico. The economy would start to improve, especially in the south, where Zapata held power, and was able to implement the land reforms more comprehensively than they were being implemented elsewhere. Obregón would work to improve labor rights throughout, okay. It's like 3 in the morning, apologies. Obregón would work to improve labor rights this would spark a new conflict between the two big unions, the CROM and the more syndicalist CGT. However, all was not well in Mexico. There is a growing tension from the Catholic population due to draconian anti-clerical laws that are written in the Constitution against the Catholic Church. Then we need a few more basic pop-ups here. How are our units, by the way? I'm assuming ass. They're actually not that bad. We have 7 of you, 2 of you guys. Okay, I mean, fair enough. what do we have in supplies? Probably nothing. Yeah, nothing. So let's go with our basic here. And we are building you. Take 2 of you off this. That should be fine for now, I'm hoping. Albright would be succeeded by Adato de la Horta, who would continue most part the same general policies. However, his term would have a number of international incidents for him to deal with. Notably, the British Revolution and the subsequent Great Depression in the United States, which sent shockwaves down southwards and affect the economy of Mexico. This would all trigger conflicts in Central America, notably in Nicaragua, where Zapata would go and help spread his brand of revolutionary ideals. However, none of this was the most controversial thing that La Horta did. That would be rewriting of term limits so that Albright could run for a second term, which of course, Albright won. However, in 1932, Zapata would be elected on a socialist and populist platform. Zapata's term would focus on the economy, particularly the agrarian sector, with improvements on the working conditions and rights of peasants of the ejidos, or communal land under usufructuary property. Worked to improve the rights of peasants and natives within Mexico, and would be his main focus during his first term. However, his policies would anger the conservatives and Catholics even more. A more unpopular measure with the conservatives was the change to electoral law, restricting maximum terms to 1, but lengthening the duration of each term to 5 years. His overtures to the International would cause tension with the United States as his policy of land distribution. As 1936 dawns, many wonder what the future of Mexico will take. Navy learning time. I did see somebody posted in the Discord that they're changing the way that navies work, which is a terrifying prospect. Because all I've done ever is spam navy or spam submarines. And apparently they're going to make that not work anymore. Can you believe that? So I guess that's my first thing on my notes here. Is I wish I actually wrote something down. That would have made remembering all this stuff much easier. But yeah, first things first, they're changing the way Navy works. I don't know when that's being implemented. I'm assuming whenever the next DLC comes out, which I don't think they've announced. Or is it just getting dropped in an update? I'd actually be kind of surprised they just drop it in a random update. So yeah, they're going to make my life substantially worse because they've seen my content. And they're like, we can't just let this jackass spam submarines only and win naval engagements. Can I train any units? I mean, I might as well get some of these guys going. Let's just go cap at 23. Let's go 5 for right now. I think that seems okay. Second point on the agenda. What path are we doing? We're just doing Radsock. Because as far as I can tell, that might be the only country or the only faction that can join the International. Again, I might be wrong on this. The Syndicalists and the Social Democrats might also be able to join the International, but it's not quite as clear. Is this a unique, or I think this is just the event any socialist country gets? They depicting political power. Invade the U.S. in the Second American Civil War. We'll see what we can do. As Radsock, you can justify at 50%. I don't know if you can get up to 50% prior to the Second Weltkrieg. I think Totalists get 25%. On my YouTube channel yesterday? Hell yeah. Okay, that's gonna be my second point of conversation here. My second point of conversation is that I don't understand how the YouTube algorithm works. Because for some reason, well, for one, if you're not watching any of the FromSoft content, I understand that a lot of people come here just to watch either Kaiserreich or HOI4 in general. Maybe Paradox, if you're a little bit friskier in the Anthem community, you might even watch Victoria too. Which actually I do need to play more of. But I know a lot of people come here just for HOI4 and or for Kaiserreich, and I understand that. But you should watch the FromSoft games. It's really fun. What are you guys? Guerrilla Warfare, Professional Army, Guerrilla Army. Defense and attack on territories ass. 25%, a little bit less recovery time. We'll go with you. But yeah, the YouTube algorithm. So the FromSoft games, most recently, of course, is Bloodborne. Each of those videos is getting like 50 to 60 views. Okay, not too surprised by that. However, for some reason, YouTube algorithm on episode 17 of the Bloodborne series The YouTube algorithm's like, you know what? This is the episode everybody needs to see. And while every other episode's got like 50 to 60 views, for some reason that one's now hit over 1,000. So that one video has more views than I think the entirety of both the Bloodborne and maybe also the Dark Souls 1 series has combined, which I find funny. Same thing actually happened with the Balloons game, the Balloons CD6, which actually a lot of people seem to comment for algorithm. Hell yeah. Which actually a lot of people seem to enjoy. So we'll probably play more Balloons CD6 this week. Because actually I found it way more fun than I was expecting. Okay, assassination attempt on the president. Breaking news from Mexico City. Assassin has shot President Zapata. The assassin was killed by the president of the guard. Zapata has been rushed to the hospital to recovery. And you know what? He survived the assassination attempt. Aluminum. We don't need any of this stuff. Okay. Also, the Cynical had taken over in Argentina, in Australia. Could prove useful in the future. But my third point that I want to get into is that for some reason that I don't really know, is that my place of, not my place of business, the place where I work at in real life, which I know is crazy that I actually do something outside of YouTube. For some reason, for the entire month of July, they've just decided to shut down. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it, necessarily. I mean, it kind of sucks. So, due to that nature of now, I apparently just have a month of unemployment, we're going to be doing... Yeah, of course we'll go. Again, I still have no idea why this event even exists. So, for the month of July, I guess it's going to be like a stream-heavy month, and I would like to stream a ton. Still broke from medical school. Feels bad. I mean, I got student loans too. I think we're at like 30. I think we're at like 30,000 right now in student loans. So let's just not worry about that. Of course, offer support for the CSA. I don't think that event actually does anything. Political power, 1% stability. I don't think these events really affect anything too much. I mean, thing is, like, just rejecting women's roles in the revolution, it's actually kind of like objectively the best choice here. Because again, I think this doesn't affect anything in the grander scheme of things, and 10 political power for 1% stability is just a good deal. So sorry, women, maybe in 10 years. Hey, look at that Republican Revolution in Iran. That is not socialist, right? That's just... Fuck them, okay. We don't really care about that. Even if they were socialists, I don't think we'd actually care anyways. But yeah, so for some reason my place of business is closing down for a month. So we'll be streaming a ton in July. And because now we have apparently a whole month of extra time that I was not expecting to actually have, we'll probably push up the 24-hour stream. Instead of being a reward for... Well, we'll still keep the reward that you can donate to. If you're over on Twitch, you can donate your channel points towards. When do you... I don't know when you happen. I'm assuming... Is it when the election occurs in 37? It might be. You got HOI4, like PC shut down forever. Feels bad. Limited conscription. Do we need limited conscription right now? You know what? It does. It actually does not hurt. We'll take it now. So we might do a second 24-hour stream once when we actually hit our 240,000 channel point donation, which I think right now we're at like 25%. Around 25% of the way there. But we might just do an extra, maybe not full 24 hours, at least like 12 hours, sometime in July. So that's basically it. In July, I'm gonna be trying to stream a lot more. Okay, national parks. Since Zapata became president, he's begun a policy of creating a number of national parks. However, since 1936, he has accelerated the program and is focusing on creating a number of new national parks throughout Mexico. Boom! 1% stability, and this time we didn't even have to throw women under the bus. Good work, Zapata. Okay, Australia has had the counter coup. Does that mean that... Does that make them nat pop, or are they... Yeah, okay, they're national populace now. Yeah, more streaming in July, essentially is what that point boils down to. I'm not too sure exactly what we're going to stream. I would definitely like to have like a set schedule, at least like Monday to Friday or something like that. Because I should have a set schedule during, for my regular streams. But you know, I'm really bad at that. Another reason why it seems like so many of our streams happen at like 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning. More HOI4? I mean, there'll definitely be more HOI4. Like, that's not a question right now. I did see that the new CK3 DLC. The new CK3 DLC came out. Like, Legacy of what was it called? It's something of Iberia. Did your place shut down and bankrupt? No. As far as I know, I think like the owners are going on vacation instead of just letting everybody else deal with it. They're like, we're just gonna shut down for a month while we're gone. But they're not shut down. Fate of Iberia, yes, that's what it's called. I did see that there was that DLC. Apparently, it's already in my inventory. I didn't buy it, nor did I request it from Paradox, but apparently I have it. So we'll maybe do like a CK3 campaign next month. But we'll see though. Maybe later this month. So the Congress National de Merja, or the National Congress of Women, oh shit, they're pissed off at me for my previous decision, was founded today to help discuss women's rights on a national level. Issue relating to women's suffrage is the most important thing discussed, though other issues such as prostitution, female literacy, health, abortion, and more are discussed in the Congress. While this is the first Congress, the future one is already being planned for the future. Any shade of Old World Blues? The thing with the Old World Blues, I mean, probably, like, there's so many mods in HOI4 that I do need to get back to at some point. Like, Old World Blues is definitely one of them. Army Experience plus 50 is kind of ass. What helps us out? What helps us out right now? 2% recruit population that helps us out. Old World Blues been updated again. Equestria War? Like, I've been thinking about it, because Equestria War is also, it's slower. Hell yeah. Equestria War, unironically, is one of the better HOI4 mods, even though I think it's been like 2 years since I played it. And I will say, maybe a controversial opinion here, but the Equestria War mod has a DLC in it. Or not DLC. The mod itself has like a soundtrack, the new soundtrack for the mod. It's got like a bunch of My Little Pony based music and I guess like fan created stuff. I'm not too sure. But honestly, most of it kind of fucking slaps and it's great. They've added more stuff in Canada. The thing is, like, I don't even know who I would play in Old World Blues. So we've already played most of the, I don't know, quote-unquote major players. I've actually never played Mr. House, I don't think. I think, like, if we play Old World Blues, I would be... Is it easy, difficult, HOI4? It's what I need. But... Yeah, when I play with Old World Blues, there's a lot of, you know, thought that has got into that mod. You know, no doubt about it. But I really only kind of want to play countries that actually show up in Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 2. Like when they started countries into like Quebec, or not Quebec, in like BC, or they added like all those countries down in like Mexico. It's like, it's neat for sure. It's cool. But it's kind of like not what I want to play when I want to play a Fallout 4 mod for, or not Fallout 4, just a Fallout mod in HOI4. I want to play, you know, things in Fallout that, you know, I actually know about, and yeah. Anyways, so Mexican muralism. Since the 1920s, the artistic movement has begun in Mexico to help spread the ideals of the revolution throughout the country. Cities throughout Mexico would have murals painted on public buildings. The murals cover numerous topics, mixing social and political messages with Mexican nationalism. The big three are the leaders of the movement are Diego Rivera, Jose Clement Orozco, and David. Just David. I'm not going to worry about pronouncing the last name. Okay, 5% more support for Radsock. She'll give us a little bit more political power gain, which I'm happy with.